everybody, today I'm going to show you guys how to make super cute easy wallet. So if you want to learn how to make it, then just keep watching. So what you're going to need for this project is 2 different colored yarns, scissors, a tapestry needle, a thinner needle, a 4mm crochet hook, a button, and some thread. So let's get started. Also, you might need a stitch marker, but that's optional. So the first thing you want to do is take your yarn, make a slip knot, and then you want to chain 16. So after you have 16, you want to go into the second loop from your crochet hook. So you go 1, 2. So you want to go in right there and you want to do a single crochet. And what you want to do is go all the way back to here. Okay, so once you're at the end, you should have 15 single crochets across. And what you want to do now is turn your work like this to the opposite end. So what you want to do is you want to go back into that previous loop, do another single crochet, working over that tail. Now if you can see these little hoops, that's what you want to go into each time. So the first hoop is right here. You want to work over that tail. Here's another one. Right here. And you just want to keep doing that until you get across. And you should have 15 again. Okay, so as you can see, the last stitch is very hard to see. But after you do the last stitch, what you want to do is you want to slip stitch into that first single crochet you did. Little hard. And then you want to chain 1 to complete the round. So it should look something like this. So after you're done, you want to turn your work and you just want to single crochet all the way around. So into these hoops. Like this. And just keep single crocheting all the way around, and you should have 30 once you get back to the start. Okay, so once you get back to the beginning, you want to slip stitch into that first single crochet and then chain 1. And then you can grab your stitch marker if you want and put it into that first chain 1 you just did. So then you would go single crochet all the way around again, and then slip stitch it together and chain 1 and turn. So you want to keep repeating that pattern until it is about 5.5 centimeters long. Okay, so I just wanted to show you guys what the pouch is starting to look like right now. And make sure you have 30 stitches all the way around each time, so you want to keep count. Okay, so now once your piece measures 5.5 centimeters, you want to single crochet in the first 3 stitches, and then single crochet the next 2 together. Like so. Then you want to repeat that. So 3 single crochets in the next 3 stitches. and then single crochet the next 2 together. So you want to repeat that all the way around until you get back to the beginning here. Okay, so I'm back to the beginning, and you are also supposed to end with single crocheting the last 2 together. And if you don't, then you probably have the wrong amount of stitches. And so after that, you want to slip stitch it together, chain 1, turn, and then single crochet all the way around until you get back to the beginning again. Okay, so once you're back at the beginning, you want to slip stitch into the first single crochet, and then chain 1 and turn. So you should have 24 stitches all the way around. And now what you want to do is you want to single crochet into the first 4 stitches. And then single crochet the 5th and the 6th together. So you want to repeat that all the way around, single crochet into the first 4 stitches, and then single crochet the 5th and the 6th together. So keep going until you get back to the beginning. Okay, so once you get back to the beginning, and you should end with single crocheting the last 2 together, and you want to slip stitch into that first single crochet you had, and then chain 1. So this is actually the last row, and what you want to do is you want to turn it, and you just want to single crochet all the way around. And then when you get back to the beginning, you just want to slip stitch the 2 together, and then chain 1 and cut off your string. As you can see, I have already fastened off, and what we are going to make next is we are going to make the flower part. So as you can see, these are 2 different patterns. This is my pattern, and this is from a different person, but I will leave the link down below in the description box. So yeah, let's get started. What you're going to need is your other colored yarn and the 4mm hook again. So what you do first is you want to make a slip knot, and then chain 8. Okay, so after you've chained 8, you want to go back into that first stitch you just did and slip stitch them together. And then what you want to do is you want to chain 1 and then single crochet 12 times into the hoop. So what you want to do is you want to have 12 single crochets in the hoop once you're done. Once you have 12 single crochets, you want to go back into that first hoop and then slip stitch it together. And now you want to chain 5. Okay, so after you chain 5, you want to skip this one and go into the next. So you want to skip one and then go into the next one, but don't count this first one where the chain 5 is coming out from. So do a single crochet and then chain 5 again, and then you want to single crochet into the second one, so 1, 2, chain 5 again, and then skip one and single crochet into the next one. Okay, so once you get back to the beginning, you want to go into that first single crochet you did into that first petal and slip stitch. And then what you want to do now is you want to chain 6, and then you want to go into the third loop from your chain 6. So 1, 2, 3. And you want to do a double crochet into that loop. And now what you want to do is you want to chain 4, skip 2 loops, and then double crochet into the third loop. Chain 4, and then skip 2, double crochet into the third. So just keep doing that all the way around, chain 4, double crochet into the third loop until you get back to the beginning here. Okay, so once you are done, you should have 8 loops. And what you want to do is you want to go back into that chain 6 you did earlier and go into the third one. Here's the third one. And slip stitch it together. And then you want to chain 1 and do 7 single crochets into the hoops. So you want to keep doing 7 into each one of these 8 hoops we have. Okay, so once you single crocheted into all of the 8 hoops, you want to go back into the first single crochet and slip stitch it together. And now what you want to do is you want to chain 4 and then go back into the spot you just slip stitched into and slip stitch again. Then you want to chain 1 and cut off the ends. So the reason we do that is because we need it for the buttonhole right here. And depending how big your buttonhole is, you might have to make it bigger or smaller. Okay, so once you're done fastening off the flower, what you want to do is you want to weave in all the ends you have. So like this one here and this one here. And then what you want to do is you want to sew on the back of the flower using the same color yarn you used for the flower here. So what you would do is you'd put it on this way, like this. Make sure it's nice how you like it. And then what you would do is you'd flip it over like this, cut a piece of yarn, maybe 1 meter long, so that you can sew the ends together using your tapestry needle. And then after you're done that, you want to make sure it's nice and even at the end here. And you want to take your button, and you want to stick it right where the hole is, right there. And then you would take your needle and your thread and you would sew the button on using the back. And then after you're done doing that, your wallet should look like this. And just make sure that you only use 1/4 of the flour for the top. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe to my channel. Bye!